And then last but not least, BRF, favorite Rick Ross track.
Hmm. Man, I ain't gonna lie, boy. Rick Ross is one of my favorites. Rick Ross is one of my favorites. Shoo. Let's see. You got the Boss with him and T Pain.
Mm-hmm.
You got Blowing Money Fast. I mean, you can't talk about Rick Ross without talking about Hustling. I mean, Hustling is like the song that put him on the map. You can't talk about Rick Ross without talking about Hustling. An underrated track for me is probably White House off of the Port of Miami album. I love that track. White House, I love that song. That is such a good record. Um, gosh, Aston Martin Music, love that
Yep.
one. Uh, my favorite though is one that wasn't released as a single, but honestly, I think if he did put it out as a single, it probably would have did some numbers. Off of the Teflon Don album, MC Hammer. I love that track. I love that track so much. I mean, just man, it was him and Gucci. Like it was him and it was a feature by Gucci. And people forget about that. Gucci Mane was on that track. But that
Yes.
song, it was hard. I mean, I love the beat to it. I mean, because like the Teflon Don album was like the first one where he really was just like, I mean, he was always rapping, but you could tell a difference in his level of rapping on that Teflon Don album. You could like it's like with each album the skill set went up, and then the Teflon Don album just really was just like it was like final Super Saiyan Rick Ross. Like he was like his flow was just like on another level. That whole album for me, the Teflon Don album is probably my second favorite Ross album. I'll say between that and the Port of Miami album, those are probably like my two favorite Ross albums. But yeah, because Teflon Don, that album as a whole, just really spoke to the like that he leveled up in a way I didn't think he was going to be able to level up, but he leveled up. So I got to give him some love for that. But yeah, my favorite track is probably the MC Hammer track with Gucci, because let me tell you, man, I still bump that in my car. I love that track. That is probably my favorite Ross track. But I mean, like I said, I got like a laundry list. I got like a laundry list of Rick Ross tracks that I probably didn't even name. I didn't name Sorry with Chris Brown. I didn't name Apple of My Eye with Raphael Sadiq. Like there's tracks upon tracks upon track. There's Gold Roses with Drake. I mean, summer. There's a Summer Rain with Summer Walker. Like, bro, Rick Ross is one of my favorites. So I got two. There's too many to name for me.
Stay Scheming. Love that one.
Yes.
Ashton Martin Music. I love that one. The Boss with T Pain. Even though he was featured, I'm So Hood, the DJ Khaled.
Mm-hmm.
So him and Nicki Minaj, You the Boss. Love that track. So those are some of my favorite tracks from Rick Ross. Champ?
Although it wasn't his song, Devil in a New Dress was one of the hardest verses I ever heard.
Mm-hmm.
And I know he did a lot of hard verses before, but when that Maybach window rolled down in that video, it's to be honest with you, there's been a lot of songs where a featured artist really took over that song. You saw it in Renegade when Eminem overshadowed Jay-Z, who's arguably one of the greatest of all time. You saw it on No Love when Eminem got overshadowed by Wayne and how great he was. For a minute, I thought that song was Rick Ross's. I thought Devil in the Blue Dress was Rick Ross's song because of how hard that verse was. So I gotta say that I know it was on the mixtape, but Yellow Diamonds was good. Yellow Diamonds was real, real good. Magnificent, him and John Legend.
Yes.
Yes. Stay Scheming. Interesting thing about that. Me and one of my best homeboys, they used to call us Stay Scheming. So yeah, we used to always do these little things at parties, and we play these little drinking games. We always outdrink everybody. So they started calling us Stay Scheming because they was trying to figure out how we did it. It was like, yeah, we just can outdrink y'all. So don't hate. So yeah, man. Rich Off, so Miami life, I'm living the life, plus I'm rich off. You know what? Man, it's so many. Like I said, Magnificent. Oh man, look. I'm just gonna be real, man. Rick Ross is one of the most versatile guys, and he had his own identity. He didn't come out like a lot of other guys like Gorilla Black and guys trying to be like Biggie. He found his own lane and he found his own style, and he made it work for him. And that was just something that was very, very special. 600 Beans. 600 Beans was was special. Although he was only on the chords, I get to work on my face. You know what I'm saying? That was pretty cool, man. But he had his lane and he stuck with it, man. And like I said, people couldn't make the comparisons to Big, but although that's the easy way out if you really want me to be honest, Rick Ross had his own lane. He had his own lane and he stuck with it. And he was fresh, he was fly. And some of the memes that he had during the some
James
of the memes, yeah, some of the memes that he had, when he was working out, doing everything. I'm eating. That was BRF, bro. Chill out. But yeah, man, he's funny, he's cool, riding on that little lawnmower at Evander Holyfield's old house. That was forever for me, be Evander Holyfield's old house. I know Rick Ross owns that house, but that's Evander Holyfield's old house.
The meme where he in the radio station and he doing the running dance.
Yeah. And then not to mention, man, look, moonwalking on the white squares. That was funny. That was crazy. Because he was doing the moonwalk like slow as hell. Like,
boy, that's what I'm saying. But that wasn't a moonwalk. He was sliding. That's all that was. He was not moonwalking. He was sliding. That's what he was doing.
But that was cool, man. Rick Ross, man. Look, I like the. Oh yeah, let's not forget the song that I posted earlier, 16. When 16 ain't enough with him and Andre 3000. Now, Andre had the hardest verse in that song, but it's a classic song. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Not to mention when him and Jeezy squashed the beef. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Devil Is a Lie is another one. So.
Oh, yeah. I love Devil Is a Lie.
Devil Is a Lie. So, that video was kind of creepy, but it was Devil Is a Lie is a classic one, man. PSP, you did it again, man. We calling you the New Jersey Genius for a reason, man. So, hey, man.
I got one more. I got one more song, Raw song, real quick before we close it out. But man, the Suicide Squad movie, Purple Lamborghini.
Yes.
Yes. I love. Oh, I mean, come on, man. The fact that he did a song with Skrillex. And that song was that amazing. Oh, I love Purple Lamborghini.
That whole soundtrack was hard though, bro. That was
that whole soundtrack was pretty fire though, because you had the Sucker for Pain song, the Imagine Dragons. That whole album was hard. Yeah.
Whatever happened to soundtracks any damn way? Like I remember probably because they became bigger than the movies. I mean, like. I'm just gonna be real. At one point, soundtracks became bigger than the movie. Like the whole Superfly soundtrack, that was bigger than the movie. When you talk about Deep Cover, people don't remember that was a whole movie. You know what
Shoot,
I'm saying?
as good as the Black Panther movie was, the soundtrack almost became as big as the movie. As good as the movie was.
Exactly. I think they stopped doing soundtracks because the soundtracks became better than the movie. Like I said, I remember the Deep Cover movie because Lawrence Fishburne played in it, but I remember that much more so because of Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. The same thing with Above the Rim. So I mean, one day you need to do
Same
that.
thing with
Best
Nate
soundtrack.
Dogg and Warren G. Regulate, because that
Yes.
was
Yep.
one of the songs from Above the Rim.
Yeah.
And
One-
fellas, stay tuned for next week because favorite Ti track.
Ooh.
Oh, you talking to me now? You talking to me now? Y'all better get ready next week. I'm gonna have I'm gonna have pages of Ti song. God, I'm gonna have pages of Ti song, boy. He is my favorite hip hop artist of all time. I'm gonna have pages of his stuff.
So stay tuned for the Sports PSP pod next Friday night.